just wanted to go ahead and start with a little bit of background information on yourself.
Yeah, you bet. So my name is Kaitlin Byers. I have lived in this community for over 30 years. And I was actually a student at the Cedar Rapids Community School District, kindergarten through 12th grade. And now I am a mom of two young kids, 5 and 3, that will also be going through the school system. So I'm really embedded in all the things that go along with, living in this community and going to public schools and raising young kids. I work for an organization. I oversee a program called Kiva, Iowa. So my job is to assist in getting underserved entrepreneurs access to capital. So I'm really working in empowering Iowa-based small business owners and entrepreneurs to help them reach their goals. I also have a background in elementary education. So I was really driven to that profession because I care about creating a vibrant and rigorous and safe and welcoming learning environment for every single student. So I really believe, and it's at the core of, my beliefs, that having a strong public education institutions and is really the foundation of a productive and vibrant community. So it's looking back, at my childhood, it's actually the reason my parents moved back to this area. We were in Virginia, and when we were young, my parents said, "Hey, we're heading back to Iowa because they are in the top 5 when it comes to education across the U.S." Really top-notch education, and education really matters. It really is the bedrock of a strong community, and so my hope is that we get back to that, and we all feel really proud to be a part of the Cedar Rapids Community School District. And I'm here for not just my children, but for all the children and the success of all the children in the district.
And so, can we talk a little bit about why you decided to run for the school board race?
Yeah, so, I think serving as a representative of a school board is really representing the community and hearing all sides and encouraging honest and open communication and really helping determine what is best for all students and educators and family. And I felt called to be that representative. And I really am looking forward to building my institutional knowledge so that I can be the most effective board member possible.
And what do you feel your role is in the district?
Yeah, so we are, as a board, we are there to, the one employee that we are overseeing is that superintendent. So we're really there to oversee the entire system, the budgets, some of those major decisions that go into, what does it look like when we're talking about facilities and updates. And it's really at that localized level, so really setting the vision for the district and helping set standards and performance of schools and superintendents and making sure that it's in accordance with that National School Board Association. So, these are unpaid positions. And we're responsible for helping make some of that, the final financial and budgetary decisions for the district to ensure that, all of our community members and taxpayers get the most for their tax dollars. And I think just speaking to that, I am also not currently an elected official, so I don't think I can really truly speak to the demands of the job until I land in that role, fingers crossed, and that I am living that day to day. So, although I have that background in education, I do believe it is a very steep learning curve from what I understand. So in order to fully digest and understand all the components that go into making a school system function, I have to live that, and I have to put in the time and effort. So, but I am someone who's always curious. I'm always eager to learn. So that's sort of a part of the thrill as well.
And if you are elected, what do you hope to achieve during your time?
Yeah, there are definitely different elements as I'm diving in that I'm most excited about. But the reason I delved in and tossed my hat in the ring is because as my kids are moving into the district, I do have some concerns and things that are top of mind. And I also really would love to help further some of the incredible work that is already happening. So I do think about, school safety. That is something that is sort of at the top of my list. I'm sure a lot of other parents are feeling that, but that is also on the emotional side of things, physical side of things, mentally safe. There's a lot of other things that go into when you say the word safety. So I do believe that when students feel safe and connected, schools are less likely, when they're at school, they're less likely to engage in violent behaviors or have those sorts of situations where, we're dealing with those types of behavior. So I really want to make sure that we just are providing our schools with adequate support so we can create those sort of safe learning environments and welcoming learning environments across our district. I would say that's a big piece of it. The other is, these ensuring that we have rigorous and really top-notch learning environments that are inclusive of all of these. I know we are always saying future ready, but really that student-driven and like real-world learning experience. So I know that there's a ton of goals that we've set for the district. There's a lot happening right now, but it is a really invigorating moment. So I'm really looking forward to bringing that creativity to the table to talk about how we can continue to make those classroom environments and address some of those achievement gaps. And then I think, another that comes to top of mind is just those equity across all facilities, across all buildings, and making sure that we have equitable experience and resources within our schools, the entire system. Those three. And then of course, we want to make sure our teachers feel and educators and administrators feel supported and valued, and that we are really hiring and retaining really top-notch individuals who are incredibly supported in their roles and have all the resources they need to be successful and focus on the learning of the children. So I think that is, those are my top priorities.
And I know this bond issue is coming up on this this ballot, but where do you kind of stand? Are you supporting it? Are there things that you would maybe change? What does that look like for you?
Yeah, so there's a lot happening. It's a big decision. I was tuned into the fact that we haven't made some of these updates, or we haven't passed a bond in 23 years. And but I also know this is a really big decision, and it's very impactful for people economically, right? It's a tough time right now, and so that's an extra expense that families have to consider. But I do align with that investment that we are making in our public education facilities, because I do think those are investments in our community, and I think they have this positive ripple effect and impact when we are really creating these incredible spaces. I know that in the master plan, every school district or every school in our district will be renovated or built by 2037. So it's very bold. And I'm really excited to kind of be at the table learning more about ways that we can, still maybe go back to the drawing board in a few items and discuss, with community members and bring different people into the conversation so that we truly are making the best decisions for the district. But we're learning all the time, right? Learning happens everywhere, among young people, among older people in all settings, but learning in spaces where we have welcoming designs that are promoting collaborative learning. We have these light-filled classrooms and teaching environments, and we have high-tech spaces where our students are going from their technical world into a facility that matches the learning that they are doing outside of school. That's really important. So, when I'm stepping into some of these older facilities, having that constant hum of an air conditioner or something leaking from the ceiling, these types of things really just aren't conducive to a learning environment where we want every child to have a really positive experience in our district. So I'm definitely nostalgic too when it comes to some of these older buildings and some of the way that I remember learning and being a part of that district in the past. But I think that some of these changes are necessary. And it's also going to save our district a lot of money on into the future instead of just making fixes. So, I definitely am in favor, and I'm excited about the opportunity to to have some of these new, incredibly updated and really collaborative learning environments and teaching environments for our students and children.
And then just kind of my last thing, is there anything else you'd want Iowans to know about you before they head to the polls?
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. I would just say I'm really excited about the idea of working closely with Dr. Grover, Superintendent Grover. I really think she is a strong leader and is going to help us push the district in the right direction. And I do believe, and I have a lot of friends that are teachers and they're stretched quite thin. And I do think that we need to provide a level of support and deliver so that they can better deliver quality education. So I'm really interested in finding the tools that they might need and that they can use to be the best version of a teacher they can be. And I think I'm also really excited about just that the idea in some of these new facilities and the plans of giving kids more exposure to career possibilities post high school and thinking outside of the box to ensure our kiddos are successful. So, I'm definitely one of 7, right? So I have a duty to be fiscally responsible and do what's best for all of our kids and not just my own. But I'm someone who I would say intentionally shifts my mindset to think innovatively about how we can create the best possible learning environments for our students, educators, and ultimately our families as well. So yeah, I'm excited for the opportunity and I appreciate the chance to speak with you.